Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Points Truck Series here at Pocono Raceway in beautiful Pocono, Pennsylvania. My name's Brody Hanna. Alongside me tonight, Richie Coy to call the action. And Richie, tonight we are at the Tricky Triangle, Pocono Raceway. 3 corners, but 3 very tricky and treacherous corners here for these guys to tackle here tonight for 80 laps of racing action.
Yeah, we're about 2.5 hours from my house over here at Pocono, so this is kind of my home track. So I've been here many times, and it's a very neat facility, and it's large. It's so large. It's a 2.5 mile racetrack, but it's just when you walk into this place, it's just so big. And when you step on that front stretch, this is the longest straightaway in NASCAR. And you look down this straightaway, you just go forever. It is so long, but yeah, definitely a unique place. 3 different corners, and we'll see who can handle all 3 corners the best tonight.
You talk about the straights. This is the longest straightaway on the series schedule, much longer than even the super speedways. So you're going to talk about draft tonight down the straightaways, and it's so important to get through these corners, and more importantly, off these corners to get that speed down the straightaways, because these trucks have such little horsepower. There's a lot of draft that plays into effect here. So it's going to be a draft race on the straights, and all about handling through the corners.
Yeah, and so you have 3 different corners here. Turn 1, you could run a little high here, you could run down in the bottom here, and you can get through the corner side by side. And then you get this short straightaway between 1 and 2, where a lot of drafting does happen, but you definitely want to try to get back into the line before you get to turn 2, because there is basically one way to get through turn 2, and that is on the bottom. So you have to be able to get through that turn to get to turn 3, which if you mess that turn up, you mess up that big long straightaway, where you just kill your time. So turn 3, for me, turn 3 is the key. You want to be able to get off that corner to be able to get all that speed going down the front stretch.
Yeah, looking at our race analysis, you just explained the 3 different turns here at Pocono Raceway. And you're right, it's very tricky. Turn 1, you got a little banking to lean against. Turn 2 happens so quick, you have to just hit your marks just right to get that through the corner. And as a matter of fact, there's several times that some of the guys on new tires will not even live through that corner. And then, or turn 2. And then turn 3 is a very flat, very long corner, but it is all about the exit, getting that exit onto the long straightaway on the front stretch. So very interesting track, and very challenging for the drivers, which usually means a very spread out but very interesting race, maybe down to strategy as we go throughout the night. Looking at the points,
it's strange. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, looking at the points coming in, though, William Lark is going to be leading the way over Brendan Polt, just barely. Very close battle towards the front with James Morris right there as well. You got Michael Blackner and Robert Maliki in the top 5 there. Yeah, this is one of those tracks where anybody could kind of pop up and shine, because it's so unique on the schedule that some of these guys maybe worked on things a little bit more than others, and it probably will shine here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And what I was going to say is that it's weird, because this is a drafting. There's a lot of draft in this track, but this place tends to separate into packs of trucks, 2 or 3 trucks, and the field tends to get really separated here. And this is one of those places where you can actually pit and not lose a lap. So that's going to come into play if we have any green flags pit stops, whether or not you can pit and come back out and have drafting partners.
Yeah, looking at the schedule coming up too, we leave here from Pocono and travel to Lime Rock. That should be a lot of fun. That's a unique track as well, but a road course that these guys are going to have to tackle next week, something very different. And then we're off to Iowa Speedway, new and improved Iowa Speedway with the paving in the middle of the corners. So we'll see how that turns out for those guys. Should be a lot of fun. It's a fun track. And then we head to Daytona. So you talk about a very diverse schedule. That's what we have the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's kind of all over the place. So yeah, we're gonna hit all the big things. We got short tracks, road courses, super speedways, and tonight we got Pocono.
All right, they're getting ready to grid here at Pocono Raceway. We're about getting ready to get underway here, so we'll throw it to our starting lineup for tonight's coverage of the Pocono 200, the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. And as that pulls up, there it is. We'll go through the starting lineup for the Pocono 200. On the pole tonight, in the number 88 Toyota, that is going to be James Morris. You have Ryan Chapman in the number 10 starting outside pole. Starting P3, that's going to be Wyatt Huntley. And starting for the 15, Nicholas Moreau. Starting P5, the 89, that is Chris Gore. Starting 6th is Brendan Polton in the number 71. 7th is going to be the 99, that is J.P. Burns. And to his outside is going to be teammate, the 42, Kyle Milliken. Starting 9th is going to be Jonathan Atkins. And to his outside is the 22, that is Michael Blackner.
Last week's winner starts 11th tonight, and that's Wayne Grossi in the number 7, with Joshua O'Connor and is outside in the number 70. Dave Nestor starts 13th in the 36, with Aaron Setcher to his outside in the 68. Chad Lane will start 15th in the number 3, with Mark Kyle Henderson starting to his outside in the 62. Cameron Alberson will be starting 17th in the 76, with Richard Myers in the 93 on his outside in the 18th. Tony Solari rolls off P19 in the number 11, with Joseph Burgess in the number 90 to his outside in 20th.
Starting 21st to 13, that is Brian Messer, and Barry Kramer going to start to his outside in 22nd. 23rd is going to be Gregory Valade, and 24th is going to be Chris Beck. 25th, Robert Malikian. Grant Robichaux will start 26th. 27th, the 51, Nim Silva. 27th, 31 of Jeff Chandler. Then you have Lewis Meglin, William Lark, Alan Duranco, Corey Atkins, Michael Deitch, Brandon Elder, and Brian Thorson. I don't think made the start, but that's going to round out your 38 car field. 34 actually.
Yeah, 34. Because I don't think Brian's having issues getting that truck started. Hasn't been able to make it out for practice or qualifying, so.
This should be an interesting one for sure. Like I said, it's going to be a bunch of drafting. It's all about carrying your momentum through the corners. 3 different corners. And sometimes, Rachel, you have to kind of choose a corner to kind of focus on here at Pocono.
Well, yeah, and I said before that my main focus is turn 3. But honestly, turn 3 is probably one of the easier corners here. Turn 2 is the tricky corner because you can kill your truck. And coming off 2, if you get too high, you can hit it's really tight coming off, hitting the wall there. So for me, being able to get through turn 2 consistently, I think is the key here to maintain your speed throughout the run.
Absolutely. Do you have a driver you have your eye on for tonight? We always do kind of our choices.
I think tonight is going to be a Nicholas Moreau night. I hate to pick somebody like that, but I think that he's had a rough couple weeks, and this is a type of track I think Nicholas is going to shine at.
Actually, I don't even see him in the rundown.
He's outside pole. Pole.
Oh, at the top.
Moreau,
yeah, so he's looking to get back on top here tonight. Good choice. All right, pace car's going to pull off. We're going to go green flag racing here. James Morris going to bring them down. Nicholas Moreau on the outside. Huntley, Polt, and Gore, your top 5. Green flag is out, and we're racing here at Pocono.
Here they go down that big, long straightaway for the first time. 2x2, except for the leader who popped out front. But, yeah, they're going to want to get this. They want to set this out. You don't want to be 2x2 by the time you get to turn 2. You can do it, but it's not fun.
It's a funnel down into turn 1. Everybody makes it so far. They come off turn 2. Everybody trying to find a place to ride, especially getting to that tricky turn 2 we talked about as they head off into 2.
Yep, James Morris has pulled out, and the top leaders have single filed through that corner. Looks like everybody's making it. I'm too close in my screen here. Okay, there we go. Now we can see some stuff. All right, they're hitting turn 3, about to head down that big long straightaway. We'll get to see some draft happening here.
Still side by side for 4th. Top 3.
Chad Lane.
Foul.
Chad Lane came off that corner backwards in the number 3. No spin, no question, though. They're starting to single file out already. This is where it starts to, and I think it's really turn 2 that does this, is that you start to get trucks separated here, and it's all about getting through that turn 2.
As everybody tries to find their way through 1 and 2 after lap 1, This is an 80-lap race. Stage break will be at lap 20 for those watching along, so we'll watch for that as they hit the lap 20 mark. It's going to be key for those guys, but you're still going to have those pit stops to kind of worry about.
So I picked Nicholas. Who are you picking tonight?
Oh, I thought we could just kind of go over that.
You just want to glance over that?
Yeah.
Just put me on the spot, but you're not going to... Ooh, they're fanning out 3 wide down the front stretch. But, oh! Big wreck in the back. The one of Corey Atkins, the 34 of Chris Beck, I think.
Yeah, Corey in the wall there. And Chris Beck already towing. Michael Beach also involved. We'll go back and see what happened here. Lap 3. Best One Tire and Auto Care Instant Replay will show us coming off the corner here. So the 34 moves down a little bit, right across the front of the 1.
Did he get loose?
We'll go on board and see, because that's kind of what it looked like. Oh, did he just turn there?
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of hard to see.
I don't know. I think it just came off a little lower than the one expected, and they kind of came together in the same area. It's right on board with the one. Yeah, I don't know. It's just an odd one.
A lot of times, guys, so I mentioned in turn 2 about getting tight coming off 2, but you can have the same problem in turn 3. If you get off the corner too high, you can actually bounce into the wall here. So there's a lot of guys that'll take that exit and stay lower so that they're not up near the wall. Maybe that's what Chris Beck was thinking. Maybe, trying to stay away from the wall and caught the 1 by surprise, maybe.
Yeah. Well, regardless, we're under caution on lap 3, and I don't think all these guys are still trying to get caught up to the pace car. It's such a big track. We'll see if any of these guys decide to pit here other than the ones that were involved in that accident, as everybody kind of slows down the backstretch into turn 2.
Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy that they're still trying to keep up with the catch up to the field here.
James Morris.
I don't think anybody's going to pit.
James Morris leads the way with Nicholas Moreau. You got to remember they have 3 sets of tires in the pits to use. We're down a set than what we were in season A. Moved the stages back a little bit, so only 3 sets of tires in the pits. So if you think about it, you got to use a set at the stage, and then you got another pit stop within there between there and the end of the race. That's your second set. So you got kind of 1 set to play with, but yeah, you're right. This is very early on. I don't expect anybody really to come down and use those sets right now, because you really don't get an advantage at this point.
Right. I would expect some of the guys in the back of the pack come in and top off for fuel, maybe to be able to make it to the end of the stage with no issues. But I don't expect any of the front runners to pit. And yeah, I see Corey Atkins coming down pit road.
Well, he had the damage there, so he's going to get his damage fixed at least.
Yeah, Chris Beck's already on there. It looks like somebody else was coming down as well. William Lark.
We have William Lark, 24, who started back there. You're right. He probably is one of the ones that's just going to kind of top off on fuel.
Maybe the he's pitting because his teammate's pitting with Corey getting in that accident, having to pit. Maybe he's empathy pitting for him.
Yeah, yeah. Although
I'll pit with you, buddy.
Although I don't know, if you're using your pit crew, you could just send your crew down there to help them fix his truck.
Instead of just pitting with him?
Yeah.
Well, that's like saying I wish I could get some of my teammates' tires. When they have issues.
Right.
Yeah. Roll them suckers down here.
Ooh.
Back in the day, the independent teams, they used to actually they would take the bigger teams' scuff tires during a race. And they would just go over and they would take the tires and wheels and stuff like that. They'd be like, go down to Earnhardt's car. We're going to get his scuffs. And that's what they would run for the season. You can't do that anymore. We don't even have scuffs. I wish we had scuffs.
We don't even have scuffs in iRacing, so we're a few steps away from any of that. Although I don't think that would ever be an issue anyway here.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want, yeah. I mean, if they count qualifying as a set, I'd like to have that during a race.
I wouldn't want to be trying to find them in the menus Well, I'm on track there. That's the problem. It's like I'm going to have to scroll through to find. Okay, now I accidentally put the scuffs on, or I put scuffs on the left side by accident. So it's just a mess.
Listen, I've had a couple of times in these races where we run out of sets of tires that I'd be like jonesing for a set of the scuffs. Give me something back. All right, we got the one to go. We're going to start doubling these trucks back up again. So we got Brian Thorson out there smoking some chicken for us.
Yeah, unfortunately, he couldn't get his truck running. So
got a couple shout-outs out there for Ryan Chapman, Diane Chapman out there. And Panic24 is saying, let's go number 70, which is Joshua O'Connor running 10th right now.
Yeah, we had Ryan Chapman win at Michigan, a heater, an exciting finish to that race. Just 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, yep. He was in the hunt for the win at Talladega until the big one coming out of 4, and
right.
Then Wayne Grossi snuck through and took home a win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good for Wayne.
Exciting too. We've had some exciting finishes as of late. We could do it again here tonight.
Just got to get through to the stage here. We're at lap 6, coming to lap 7 on the restart here.
So it's Morris, Moreau, Huntley, Polt, and Gore, your top 5, with J.P. Burns, Kyle Milliken, Jonathan Atkins, Michael Blattner, and Joshua O'Connor sneaking into that top 10 position. And you asked for me to give a pick. I'm going to pick the 99 of J.P. Burns, by the way. I think the elevated guys have kind of been working on something here, something that's stable, something that's good for a long run. I'm going to go with the highest running, well, I guess second highest running
yes.
of the elevated guys. I'm going to go with Burns.
All right, so he's been running good, so let's see if he can cap it off tonight. I'll root for your guy if you root for my guy.
Base card's off. Green flag is out, and we're racing again here at Pocono.
James Morris with a fantastic jump out front and takes the lead going. We're not even into turn 1 yet. He's already leading. I don't think we're halfway down the straightaway yet.
Into turn 1, everybody trying to find their spot. Nick having a little connection issue there. Everybody gets in order, though. Top 6, top 7, top 8 looks like they're in line.
And this is where the give and take needs to happen, is getting down into turn 1, where it's really only a one groove track, as the 4 is looking underneath the 42. In turn 2 back there with the 70, I believe it is, right behind him.
Yep, you got Milliken in the 42, Jonathan Atkins in the 4, Josh O'Connor in the 70, and then Blackner in the 22 behind him.
Turn 2 is the friend maker, because you either have friends.
Oh, we got a wreck.
Turn 2.
We got a big wreck as Dave Nestor slams the inside wall coming off the corner. Caution is out. What a hit by the 36. Huge impact with the 36.
He hit the barrels.
It's a shame, too. That's another elevated guy. I'm just talking about him. And that was a big hit. Let's look at our best one tire auto care instant replay. Coming off turn 2, the 36 of Nestor. I think he had some help there. He did from behind. I've got to see what truck that is, but they've taken a big
That's the
hit.
18. That would be the 18. I believe that's Barry Kramer. Oh, yeah. Yep, he had help.
All right, let's go back and ride on board with the 18 of Kramer here. Coming off turn 4.
Somebody send a medic down to the 36 pit.
Just up a little bit, and we've seen that misjudgment. And man, what a slam passenger side right into those barrels. And shot him right back out in front of the track. Everybody did a good job to miss him, but what an impact.
That's like the first time I've seen iRacing actually take both front fenders, the nose, the hood off in a wreck. And you can actually see the whole model inside the front compartment there. That was, oh my, that was devastating. I hope he wasn't in a motion rig.
Who was that snuck by right there at the end? Was that Chapman?
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
very close. Actually, a teammate of his, Ryan Chapman, we're right on board with the 10 here. They come off the corner. He can't even see. Oh, he sees smoke. Oh, right there. Oh, man. Brown pants moment.
Yeah, he was all tucked up underneath him. And, man, I hate to see it. You'd think that those water... See, now, iRacing should model the water barrels crushing and water spewing everywhere.
Yeah, but then it would add time to the caution because they'd have to clean that up. We'd have 10 laps run under caution. We'd have to go to commercial.
Well, I mean, it's iRacing.
They'd have to refill the barrels. We'd have
they could do that
cleanup crew
electronically,
out
just a
there.
button.
They'd have malfunctions with their truck, spilling the speedy dry out everywhere, and then when they come back through, they'd sandblast the trucks, and I could see that just being a mess.
Well, they just do it like they do the pit road cones that get knocked down and magically end up back where they're supposed to, with nobody running out there and getting them.
Yeah, no, just kidding. But yeah, I don't know. We got other things we probably need to work on than giving us water physics in the barrel.
We know that's like one of the priorities. We don't need any stages or anything like that. We don't need any of that stuff. What are you talking about?
Speaking of stages, we're eating into our lap count. We're only 10 laps away from the stage break. And I know 10 laps doesn't sound like much. There's kind of more here at Pocono because there's long laps. But, yeah, we're getting there.
And there's a less corner, too. So it's only 30 corners, not 40. Not 40.
Yeah.
But they're really far apart. I can't stress for anybody who's never been here before how big this track is. I mean, you go to Indy, and Indy's probably bigger, and Daytona's bigger, but this track is just ginormous. There's just so much distance. Like from turn 1 to turn 3 there's so much distance in the infield. It's truly amazing.
These corners get me too because there's so much anticipate. You got so long to think about the next corner. You go down the straightaway and you're already anticipating the next corner. You have so long to think about, okay, this is what I want to do when I get here. And it's sometimes that you'll get there and you'll miss it, and because you either anticipated too soon or anticipated too late. And so that's another challenge of this track, at least for me, is that you go down the straightaways thinking about the next corner and you have so much time to think about it. Sometimes you overthink it.
Well, I've done that and missed my mark completely. Like, damn it, I was looking for my mark. How did I miss it? I wasn't doing anything but going down the straightaway. But this track, it's so fast, right? You get down into turn 1, you are just so fast. And the tunnel turn, it's not as fast as turn 1, but it's faster than you should be going through a corner like that. It's very deceiving.
All right, well, the double found for the restart.
They are.
Get ready to go here. It's going to be 8 laps to the finish. We'll see if we can stay green for that. Both issues so far happened coming off turn 3.
Yeah, I mean that's where people are forcing the issue, trying to get that run down the backstretch. Everybody goes into turn 1, yada yada yada. Everybody tries to be nice going into turn 2, and then they try to gain everything back coming through 3, and that's trucks come together. There's 2 purple cars out there right behind each other. The 42, well, there was till it blinked. 42 of Kyle Milliken, and I think that's the 71.
Yeah, 70 Ally paint scheme on the 70.
Yeah, Joshua O'Connor. Okay. I thought I saw Allied. That's a new scheme.
Colorful. Both of those trucks. Kyle always he always has kind of a colorful green and purple car, but Ally paint scheme's pretty bright as well. Looking good.
All right, heading down what they call the short chute between 2 and 3. Pace car is going to be coming off momentarily here.
As a broadcaster, I kind of appreciate a bright paint scheme. It's easy to pick out, Like that 7 of Grassi, you can't miss that truck. Like I know as soon as I see a yellow truck kind of enter the screen, or at least that color yellow, you kind of know. And it's funny, Grassi last week gave us a little tip on why he runs the shell paint scheme. If you don't know that story, you got to watch the broadcast back for Talladega. But here we go. Green flag is out, and we are racing once again 8 laps to the stage here as James Morris leads them down.
Once again, he moves over in front of Nicholas Moreau going down into turn 1 eventually. But they're all 2x2. Some guys trying to single out as they get into turn 1 here. Man, that takes forever for them to get down into turn 1 on the restart. Usually you're like, oh, they're down into turn 1 already, but they didn't even get halfway there yet. All right, we got Brennan Polt to the inside of Hundley going down into turn 2. And the 21 wisely lifts and lets the 71 through.
These guys are going to start racing a little bit harder now as the stage is not far away. Battle for 7th spot. Jonathan Atkins on the outside. Chris Gore on the inside.
Yep. Woo, to 3 again. Way down low.
I thought I saw a car go flying down towards the inside. I was worried. I was like, not again, but they all hang on to it here.
Yeah, I got a shot down the front straightaway. Everybody's coming straight on down the front straightaway, and it's a really cool shot. So I get to see everybody coming out of the corner, but man, what a long train of trucks. Got Wayne Grassi underneath the 76 going into turn 2. Oh, and a 22. He's going for a twofer.
And he gets one done, and now they almost end up 3 wide there. Now they're down to 2 as the 7's on the inside of Michael Blackner in the 22.
See, now turn 3, you can actually run side by side, and the outside can get a better run. Oh, 22's up on the wall. Oh, I thought he was going to come down and collect some guys, but they all make it through. But 22 hit hard on the wall there.
Kramer on the outside. The 18 way high through 1 and 2. Or turn 1, I guess.
Turn 1.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
There's only 3.
Hard for me to get used to that.
There's only 3. Everybody else is kind of singled out. We got a couple. We got Michael Blackner underneath the 76 going in to 2. And I think the 3 and 68 were side by side.
Yeah, this is a battle right here at the 10th spot here. I think Grassi's got 10th. You got Kramer in the 22 of Blackner and then Albertson behind him.
Albertson was quick in practice, so I'm seeing if that'll translate to the race here. Got the 31 and the 10 drafting with each other, trying to come up through the field as they are fighting for 19th and 20th spot. Both of them started in the back of the field.
Yeah, it's 2 by 2 back here, about 17th on back is what we're watching. We kind of get that sorted out for the most part.
I'm watching Tony on the outside of turn 2, and he makes it through. He did not hit the wall. I repeat, the 11 did not hit the wall. So Jeff started 28th, and he's up to 19th spot now. So he's kind of marching through, yeah.
Watching the 10 last week's winner, or the winner 2 weeks ago, Chapman, he's lost 10 spots. Oh, he had to go the rear.
Yeah, he had an EOL. So him and Jeff have kind of been trying to work together coming up through the field here.
Gotcha.
But Jeff has leapfrogged him by 2 spots. So
yeah, Jeff right there in 17th spot right now.
And this is what I was.
Yeah, I was
saying.
I was probably about to say the same
out.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
Trucks start to get spread out, and I think it's got a lot to do with the turn 2. But you got a whole front pack of 6 cars that have kind of started to pull away from 7th on back, and this is what ends up happening, is that you get these big long trains, and then if you get to the front of one of the trains and you look way up and you're like, oh my god, I'm 2 seconds behind, and unless there's drafting involved, you can't catch them. It's tough.
Watching the 3 of Lang, the 10 of Ryan Chapman, and 11 of Solari back here racing it out. The 10 got by him in turn 3. And 11 turned under him off of turn 3 and drafts by him back in front of the 10 of Chapman. It's all happening for 20th spot.
And there goes Chapman back under the 11th, going down the I forget what they call this. The
Long Pond straightaway.
Long Pond straightaway. That's right. What?
They're racing hard back here.
They're duking out. Yeah, they're duking it out.
Down the short chute into turn 3.
Because now the 10 lost a spot to the 13 of Brian Messer.
Well, it can get frustrating. You're trying to make a pass and you end up getting past.
That always grinds my gears.
Back up front, though, looking at our leader, James Morris leading the 15 of Nicholas Moreau in second. The top 8 or so right there together. As Brendan Polt moves into third, Wyatt Huntley in fourth, and J.P. Burns hanging out in the 5th spot.
Yep.
Actually, the top 6 kind of pulled away.
Yep, and then the 70 of Joshua O'Connor in 8th is leading that second pack with Chris Gore, Kyle Milken, Wayne Grassi, Barry Kramer, and Michael Blackner. So now, can they run down the front pack?
Did Kyle touch the wall maybe off to a little bit there? I don't. If he did, he kept his momentum up. So,
unless they start. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say here comes Grassi under him. They're doing exactly what you were just about to talk about, I believe, about getting side by side and racing.
Yeah, you don't want to do that because then you're going to lose from the front pack. You need to be able to, a lot like a drafting track, you need to be able to get in line and try to run down that front pack.
Well, remember, there's only 2 laps to go to the stage, so these guys are just racing it out for the back 3 positions, I believe, for the stage points. So they're probably just resigning to the fact that they're not going to catch those guys up front in such short time.
I forgot that we only had two laps to go in the short here. You're right. They can race it out, boys. Forget what I was saying. Just
You're still racing it out back here for about 18th on back in this 4-car pack. The 11, the 3, the 10 of Chapman and Messer all right there together.
As we're coming down out of turn 3, the leaders are coming out of turn 3 to get the 1 to go to the stage here.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody does anything here up front. James Morris trying to hang on to this, but Moreau right there wanting to get back. But that second pack, they are a little bit.
They were doing that trying to break the draft. Yeah. Got Wayne Grassi underneath Kyle Milken here coming through turn 1. Does he have enough to get through him down the straightaway?
No movements in the front pack right now.
Yeah, no movement at all. James Morris still leading around Nicholas Moreau, Brendan Polt, Wyatt Huntley, J.P. Burns, and Jonathan Atkins.
Everybody in line. Doesn't look like anybody's going to make that move. Everybody going to come down and get those stage points. As James Morris crosses the line, is going to take on the stage win. Everybody, the progression across the line, and the caution is out. So that'll do it for our stage. A lot of good racing, a lot of clean racing there for the end of the stage. And hopefully these guys can reset and get back in a groove and do that once again.
Yeah, and again, I don't mean to keep saying the same thing, but Jeff Chandler up to 14th there. He's made up 14 spots on that run. So if he's starting a little bit closer, can he get another 14?
Jeff was quick in practice too. He's one of the guys too that kind of works on that long run setup. So I think if we get a few laps under our belts, he's going to continue to climb and may put himself in position to contend here tonight.
So this will be a lot of guys' first pit stops, get some new tires on this thing, see how the kart truck's feeling, see if they need to make any changes, and rack them, stack them, and we'll do it again and see if James Morrison can continue to lead with Nicholas Moreau second. So we had James Morris, Nicholas Moreau, Brendan Polt, Wyatt Huntley, J.P. Burns, Jonathan Atkins, Joshua O'Connor, Chris Gore, Kyle Milliken, and Wayne Grassi in the stage. Those all got stage points.
Good mix, good points for everybody so far tonight. Good points for Morris, looking to get back in this points or take this points lead and And Nicholas Moreau looking to get back into the points discussion here for B season. He has had a rough go of it at the beginning of the season.
He has, and William Lark is running 27th right now. So he's already lost 10 points to everybody in the 10 points to James Morris here, who's I don't remember how far behind he is, but not getting stage points can be a big issue here for William Lark's points lead.
Yeah, coming in, he was only 2 points up on Brendan Polt, who finished in the points. James Morris was only 3 back, so those guys are going to leapfrog him for sure right now as it stands. So, yeah, it's I
don't know. I've never really been the biggest fan of stage racing, but it does add an extra complexity to the points system. Having to get run up front for that stage to try to get points, because you can lose so many points. You can lose up to 10 points on somebody you're racing against. So,
all right, they come down pit road. This is when the crew earns their money. We'll see who comes out on top here.
And we got Corey Atkins not only passing the field, he's got the lucky dog too. So, all right, he didn't pit, but he's getting the lucky dog. You'll actually be able to pit probably too. All right, everybody else is on pit road. The 15 comes off with the lead.
He does.
What's up with the 88?
He comes off quick.
I think the 88 lost 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 positions. Yeah,
several positions there. Interesting.
I'm wondering if there's 2 tires here.
2 tires? Maybe no tires? I don't know if you'd take no tires. I don't know if you'd take 2 tires, to be honest with you. But
yeah, I don't. That's why we're up here, man. I don't have to make those decisions.
Well, the reason I'm up here is because I don't want to drive with 2 tires. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't want to do that.
I screwed up my pit stop on Monday, so don't look at me for pit stop strategy. Say that one time fast.
So the 88 slides to 6th place after a slow pit stop. Wyatt Huntley, Jonathan Atkins, J.P. Burns, Brendan Polt, and Nicholas Moreau all jumping on here on the pit stop. Hey, J.P. Burns up to 3rd.
I'm not sure that that's what he wanted to have happen. My pick will be starting on the pole, and your pick will be right behind him. So we know how to pick him early.
Uh-oh
is right.
Nicholas Moreau. You just talked about him back into pit road.
But why?
That's a good question.
So he, Brendan, J.P. Burns, Jonathan Atkins, and Wyatt Huntley all took 2 tires.
He's taking tires again.
Did he slide through? I'm going back and checking out his pit stop.
Well, which 2 tires did he take? Because he just took 2 rights again. Did he take 2 lefts by accident? Come down and got the other rights?
He took left side the first time.
Okay, so I wonder if that was a mistake by him, and he's like, I need to come get those rights. But man,
could be
the track position you give up for that hole, man.
Oh, that's gonna. Dang it! He ruined my pick.
He ruined your pick. What? He's probably saying you ruined his race. You cursed him.
I didn't curse him. I didn't tell him to put left sides on that car. What are you talking about?
If this keeps going, they're going to tell us not to pick him.
Well, and James Morris now is back there with 4 tires, and he's still lost. He's in the 3rd row, so now he's got to be behind those trucks. So we got 2 brand new trucks up front in the front row here with Brendan Polt and J.P. Burns. Your pick.
Yeah, don't remind me. He's probably not wanting to hear that either. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you're right. That promotes Brendan Polt to the lead. He'll lead them down on this restart as they double file here. It's going to be Polt, Burns, Atkins, Huntley, and James Morris, your top 5. You got Milliken, Gore, O'Connor, Grassi, and Albertson, your top 10. As they come down to the restart zone, green flag is out. Oh, a little bit of,
Ooh,
big checkup.
Checkup. Oh, my. I was about to say that they got off pretty good there, and then all of a sudden it was just checkup city.
Yeah. James Moore's got it from the front and the rear, so we'll see if that damaged his truck at all.
I don't see any damage specifically on the 88, so hopefully nothing too bad there.
Hopefully nothing Atlantic either. So,
all right, 2x2 going into turn 2.
James Moore's trying to make a move on JP Burns for third.
Yeah, I'm wondering how these new tires are going to be versus the 2 tires. Was he looking the outside of the 4 of Jonathan Atkins there?
Gets a good run off the top as there's still 2x2 for third, but Burns is going to get that pull of the draft and going to pull by the 88 of James Morris, who will slide into 4th.
Single file all the way back to Ryan Chapman there in 12th. As I say that, James is looking. I don't think he's happy back there in 4th. I don't think he's happy he lost the lead.
Here comes O'Connor looking to the inside of Wyatt Hunley into turn 2.
Ooh, he held on to it. Got a little loose there. And 21 was able to stay to the outside.
Getting a push from the 42. Kyle Milliken as they head into 3.
JP has been running the outside a lot of these corners. I'm not sure if he's trying to get to the outside of the 4 or he's just naturally running there. But JP looking up high here on some of these corners. And Jeff Chandler looking underneath the Kyle Milliken machine. He's looking for
7th spot.
7th spot, yeah.
Doing a good job to
Chapman
get up into the top 10 already. We talked about him climbing positions, but I didn't expect him to be this quick up towards the front. As you see a battle up front. Battle for third yet again. The 88 looking to the inside of the 99. Can't get it done again.
And that kind of checked up to 21 and allowed the 70 to get outside of the 21 here going into 3. Actually, into 3 wide there for a second.
Yeah, the 21's actually moving to the inside of the 88 here off turn 3.
Slowly ticking them off. Got 3 wide in the back there. I can't see who it was, but I think they'll be singled out by the time they get to turn 1. Trying to get underneath the 99, but just can't do it. The 71, the 70, and the 30, and the 21 are side by side with the 31 pushing the 21 as they go down the Long Pond Straight here.
I guess that pass the 21 goes by, and now the 31 looking to get by the 70.
You know, I heard a lot of talk before the race that there's a lot of guys are not fans of this racetrack, but I know there's one particular guy that does like this racetrack, and that's the guy in that 31. He loves this track.
Well, he likes every bit of it. He used every bit of it off turn 3 there as the 70 was on the outside. And I think the 70 had to lift there. He did. He used every bit of the track. He said, I paid for it. I'm going to use it all.
He paid for it. You paid for it. You eat it. They pay for it. Another movie quote there. As the 88 once again is looking underneath the 99, this time trying to go into turn 2.
And not getting a good run on that outside. He's making that work.
That's the friends corner. People keep doing stuff like that. You're not going to make friends very, very easily if you keep dive bombing people going into 2 and making it 2 wide there. So either guys lift and let you go, or they force the issue and get removed from your Christmas card list.
So that's Salad and Pocono turn 2. Understand.
Salad.
Yeah, I've heard from some particular sources that you don't make friends with Salad.
Oh, all right. Yes, all right. You don't make friends with salad, that's for sure. As the 31 makes his way past the 21 and put Jeff Chandler in the top 5.
You know, one guy we haven't mentioned much so far is that Ford truck of Jonathan Atkins. I know Jonathan, I've raced with him a good bit. I wouldn't take for granted the fact that he's running up here, because he's one of those guys, he could sneak up here and be in contention late. We saw that at Michigan. He was in contention up there. Really smart driver. He's just kind of pacing himself right here behind the 71 of Polk.
Yeah, and this time the front pack is 13 cars deep, or 12 cars deep. As does it look like the 80 to 99 kind of dropped down a little bit?
Yeah.
The 88 and the 31 look like they're going to go by the 99 going down the front stretch here.
I don't know if he got loose or tied off turn 3, but either way, he kind of pulled to the inside there. I think he's probably kind of tired of being pushed. The 88 really getting aggressive with his attempts at passing there. So he probably is like, let me find somewhere to ride.
You were about to say turn 4 before, weren't you?
I almost said turn 2, actually. I don't know why. The tunnel turn 2. You know, they smoothed the bump down through that corner. It used to be really bad, especially on the old track. It's really bad bump through turn 2 that really upset the trucks. It's not as bad now, but it's still there.
Yeah, it is. Just like there's a depression in the racetrack. It's weird, but yeah, it'll definitely upset the car, truck, whatever's going over it.
Makes me depressed too.
Well, it's not depressing these guys. These guys are going at it here. Again, the top 12, all kind of single file here, knows the tailgate, and then a little bit of a gap back to Wayne Grassi in 13th.
Yeah, I noticed there's a little bit of gap formed there between them and Grassi, and I wondered what happened to kind of cause that. Or if that's just one bobble, I guess, could be the
pass for the lead. Pass for the lead. The 4, Jonathan Adkins, does a slide job, takes over the top spot briefly as the 71 crosses back over down the front straightaway here. I have a feeling the 88's going to go with his teammate on the bottom.
Yeah,
is that going to be enough?
That's kind of smart though, because the 4 kind of gets that prime position down the straightaway. Although here comes the help from the 88.
Tag team. So the 4 did a slide job to take the lead, and by the time they got out of turn 1 here, he's back to 3rd.
We kind of checked everybody up behind the 88 there. Everybody kind of together as they head down the Long Pond straightaway into turn 2.
So now we got 2 teammates up front. As James is going to, if they catch the 71, he's a little bit of a gap here, but if he catches him, is he going to work him over like he was working JP over, or is he going to be a little bit nicer to his teammate?
I mean, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I know. Ooh, the 4 looked like he might have got a little something there.
Close to the wall if he didn't hit it. Remember, we still have a pit stop to go to, so these guys are probably thinking that as well, kind of planning that out. You don't want to wear those tires out too soon.
Well, that, and we're not even to the halfway mark of the race yet. So, I mean, I think maybe JP and even at this point, even the 31 of Jeff Chandler, maybe ride it out here a little bit, save some of your stuff, as a gap is starting to form a little bit between the 99 and the 21 here, between 5th and 6th.
And a little bit of a gap between the 4 and the 88 as well, which is going to kind of worry the 31 of Chandler's. They kind of closed that up, so it's not a big deal. But you got to kind of watch those gaps. You don't want those guys to get away.
And I'll tell you, the 71's got the biggest lead that I think I've seen here. He's 0.3 of a second out in front here, and pulling away. And now the 70 is underneath the 21 for 6th spot, going down the right back in the line.
Yep, 21 got that run off the corner. It's tough, man. It's tough to pass on the bottom. You get that run off one. You can carry that momentum if you get it right off the corner, and it'll carry you a long way down the straightaway.
And yeah, with these trucks, the amount that you don't have to lift, it's really a fine line to be able to get out of the corner and not push up into the wall. So when you're on the bottom, not having that extra truck length, truck width, really messes up your exit.
There's Chapman in ninth, too. We haven't talked about him, but he's climbed up into the top 10 as well in P9, working his way slowly towards the front, just like the 31 of Chandler. And Chandler looks like he's going to try to make something happen on the 4 here.
Yeah, the 4 looked like he went in a little high. Yeah, he looked like he went in a little high, and Jeff just went in normal, and it kind of looked like Jeff was making a move, but I don't know.
I think Jeff's kind of sizing him up now, trying to see if he can make a pass. They all see that 71 starting to gap the field just a little bit up front, and you got to get a little worried about that.
Yeah, he just went back to 0.3, but going down that straightaway, he just ticked up to 0.4 of a gap. So, which is odd because the 71 only took 2 tires, the 88 took 4. Yeah, it ticks back up to 0.4, 0.5 on the gap from first to second.
And I wonder if the 88's pulling those guys back on purpose, maybe holding them back a little bit, protecting his teammate. I would hope that's not the case, but
I don't think my teammates would ever do that. I don't know.
I can guarantee your teammates would never do that.
My teammate, I think my teammates run me harder than most of the other guys that we run.
As a matter of fact, your teammate probably would pull over if I saw trucks faster than me behind me. I'd pull over and say, go get him. Go slow him down so we can all catch him.
I think I've heard that during the race. That exact line.
You may have. You're starting to see the guys check up a little bit more in the corner, too. It's causing a little bit. Oh, here go the 88.
88.
To pit road.
Interesting. I was not expecting that.
Me neither. Thought that was kind of early, but
he's by himself. I mean, he's going to come back out. He's not going to go a lap down, but he's not going to have any drafting help. And drafting here, while it's not necessary, it does pick you up 2-3 tenths a lap. So, yeah, not quite what I was expecting. I don't know. Maybe he hit a wall and we didn't see it.
I don't know if it's a strategy call or not. Can they? I don't know. They can.
I thought it was halfway. Like 38.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like 38 laps or something. Oh, Jeff might have just touched the wall.
Yeah, I saw that too. He's a little high off turn 2 there. I don't know. We'll see if some of these other guys decide to pit too. I don't know.
I saw the 71 hit the wall going into turn 3. Chapman is going by the 42 of Kyle Milliken. Yellow. We have a yellow.
Ooh, caution is out.
I don't know what it's for, though.
Aaron Satcher having troubles off turn 3, it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see what happened to our best one tire and auto care instant replay. So the 68 turn 3. Ooh, he's going to get help. Oh, is that the 2? Into the side of the 68 and up into the wall.
That is when 8 tires are not better than 4.
Let's see if we can get a better picture of this here. It just washes up into him. Right into the wall. Oh, big hit.
Yeah, there's no small hits here, man. Remember Jeff Gordon and going in turn 1 with no brakes?
Mm-hmm.
Or actually with the throttle stuck.
On board with the 2, he just washes up into the 68 there. Just gassed it up a little too early and walked up the track and right into the side of the 68. Man, that's a tough break.
That's a break that Corey Atkins was looking for. Go ahead.
So he tried to get to pit road. Whatever car that was probably had a little bit of a heart attack.
Yeah, I saw that. He made it an evasive maneuver.
Yeah, so this is interesting because it's great for the 1. He's going to get his lap back, but also James Morris after that pit stop, he's going to come around and these guys are probably going to pit. He's going to reassume the lead.
I'm still baffled. I'm still baffled by that pit.
Yeah, unless he just didn't put enough fuel in it, but he sit there long enough to put enough fuel in it. I'm not sure. I don't know. I
Yeah,
really
because he
don't know.
lost. Yeah, because he lost. He's the one that lost all those spots on pit road. So, and that car that had to make an evasive maneuver was the 19 of Grant Robichaux. But good job by him making that maneuver. It's a maneuver. So we're right at halfway. I'm curious if they can make it from here. I don't think they can.
Yeah, I don't think they can either. But you can't pass up a chance for some tires. So here they come. Everybody comes down pit road. But here's the thing, too, though.
Everybody.
I mean,
Yes.
you would think it works out for the 88, but to be honest with you, he's going to be right in front of these guys with fresher tires. I mean, it's only a lap or two fresher, but still every little bit matters. It is a break for him if he had to come down for fuel. But as I'm saying that, it looks like he came down as well. Interesting.
Now I'm totally confused.
Yeah, I'm blown away.
I mean, this is the guy that was leading the race a couple races ago, and pitted with like 2 laps to go. So his pit road strategy
He's gonna
boggled
hate
us
you
our
for-
minds prior to this.
He's going to hate you for bringing that up, but he comes down and tops off. I don't think he took tires. He just tops off on fuel.
Which net wise, I think that definitely is a gain for him. He's nowhere near as far back as he was.
No, he's in 12th now, so that's going to gain him some positions, but now he's middle of the pack. I don't know, man. I don't know.
We'll have to ask him after the race.
But we got a new leader. The 90 of Joseph Burgess
Oh, he
takes
didn't
the
pit.
lead.
The last time he pitted was on lap 23. And he pitted for 1 minute and 14 seconds. So I'm assuming he had some damage. But yeah, 90's out there. Hasn't pitted in the last 20 laps.
Or they were trying to find some other places to store some fuel. One or the other.
Yeah.
Roll bars, drink canisters.
I got a cool suit in here. Throw some in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you talk about a bad idea.
Bad idea. I used to know guys that used to have a cigarette lighter mounted in their race car.
You know, I was just thinking about that. Mr. Dick Trickle comes to mind. As the 90 comes to pit road this time out, it looks like he just tried to lead a lap there. But yeah, you talk about combine the two ideas. See how far that gets you.
I'm dead serious. So not even that. I'm talking about guys like George Kent, who was a Northeast modified legend. Used to have a cigarette, one of them pop-up cigarette lighters. Used to have in like the 70s. He actually had one mounted in his race car, and anytime that they would stop, he also had a pack of cigarettes in his uniform, and you'd catch him over there smoking.
Hey, what you want to bet some guys hear the name Dick Trickle and think it's a meme nowadays? They probably don't think that's even a real guy.
Is that Cole Trickle's brother?
Yeah.
You probably don't even know who that is.
The 70 came down pit road again too, so he gave up all his track position to top off on fuel. So I wonder how close they actually are.
I think I heard 38 laps is what I think I heard. So we're coming to what? 38 laps to go. So it could be doable, I think, from here.
Well, I can't wait to get some of our telemetry going. We've been working on. We'll be able to see the fuel for each driver and kind of calculate the number of laps they've got, and just give us that information. A little bit more information. Should be a lot of fun. Something coming down the pipe.
I can't wait. I can't wait to spy on what people's got in the gas tanks.
I can't wait to have more information because I hate this guessing game.
Well, I mean, I got, like, I can see certain things. Like, I know when they take 2 tires and stuff like that. But outside of that, yeah, it's a complete crapshoot on what they're doing. Especially when guys like the 88 throw us for a loop.
Well, I'm not sure I'd still understand what he's doing. But we'll see if it works out. It should be interesting. The 71 of Polt, Atkins on the front row. Green flag is out. We're racing again on lap 40. Starting lap 43.
This is the first time we got the guy in third there looking underneath the second place there going into turn one. Jeff Chandler trying to get to P2 here. He's going to have enough to get enough to corner.
Yeah, Chandler's been really strong so far. Has worked his way through the field. Found himself up battling for second spot. As they head down the backstretch and into turn three, we'll see if he can get it done.
On the bottom in turn two, which is his preferred position.
Did I say three again? I'm used to 1 and 2
I don't know.
being together. You got turn one and you got to wait 15 seconds for turn two.
Yeah, this place ain't tricky just because of the racing. It's tricky because it's mindset. So I didn't get a chance to mention it, but the 88 was outside of the 15, so our front row was restarted together, 11th and 12th back there. So
yeah, that's a name we haven't called recently, is the 15 in Moreau. Whatever happened to him? He's falling back, and
he had that snafu where he had to re-pit to get right sides after he got left sides.
That's right.
So he's working on, where is he now? He is...
He's in ninth, battling for eighth, but he falls back into ninth, following the 76 of Cameron Albertson. And here he comes to the inside of the 76.
And Ryan Chapman has worked his way into the top 5 now, too.
Yeah, Chapman right behind teammate J.P. Burns in 4th and 5th right there.
I think we're going to have to deal with the 88 and the 15 again before the end of this race. I don't think we've heard the last of them. So we're a single file all the way back to Lane Grossi there in 14th.
Yeah, I'm trying to make that move, but you got to be careful. You'll get freight trained real easy here if you're not careful. Pulling out, and everybody staying up top. But here he comes down in front of the 43, Lewis Meckler. We haven't mentioned his name yet tonight, but currently running in 15th spot.
And there goes Nicholas Moreau past Kyle Milliken to move him up into the 7th spot.
He slides up the track in front of the 42. 42 is going to give him a push down the straightaway. He decides to stay there and help him, which is probably smart. Going to catch back up to those guys in front of you.
Yeah, the Ford's been kind of working on the 71 up front here, but hasn't been able to make any moves as we still run single file. We're about to catch the 90 for our first bit of lap traffic tonight.
Yeah, it seems really tough to pass right now here at this track. Either that or they're being very patient. But either way.
Patient. I'm not sure that's a word we've used for the truck series this year. But I would like to hope that somebody out there is being patient.
You're starting to see some of the, and this is one thing I kind of noticed even in qualifying and in practice, some of the veteran guys are kind of showing up. You talk about Jeff Chandler, J.P. Burns, even a Ryan Chapman, Nicholas Moreau. Those guys kind of showing up here at a track that's, well, it's called the Tricky Triangle for a reason. It's a tricky track, and those guys with experience here are kind of showing the way right now.
Yeah, and this is one of them tracks because of the difference in the corners. You don't get your setup good in every single corner. It's almost physically impossible because you got one with a huge high bank, one that's completely flat, and one that's in the middle. So it takes a veteran and a lot of experience to be able to get through a corner that your truck's not set up for and not lose as much as you gain in the other one. So yeah, tricky again, just in setup, just trying to get a setup that you can get all 3 corners to work well.
Yep, absolutely. And I know some of the guys chose a tighter setup versus a looser setup just because of the stability it gives you. Sometimes that's more important to be comfortable than it is to be extremely, overly quick.
My only issue with the tight setup is turn 2. The 71 got a little loose coming off of turn 1. Is that going to give it anything for the 4? Nope, 4 pushes him right down the straightaway. He's right on him, too. Are they trying to break the draft to Jeff Chandler there?
I don't know, but if you're on the back bumper like that, sometimes It's tricky though because you kind of lose your sight lines into the corner. But he's making it work, man. He is hounding him right now.
Yeah, but this is one of those tracks that's nice enough to put markers up above the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you even behind somebody you can mostly see them. There you got the cones 3, 2, 1 going into turn 1, but my marker going into 2 is the safety light. There's one of the safety lights right as you get to the end and you turn in.
Down
Actually,
pond straightaway into turn 3.
Did they put cones there now too?
Turn 2, yes.
I didn't realize that must be new. I've never seen them before. Or did I just not know they were there? Because I do think this is one of the tracks that they did do in the recent update, isn't it?
They made some recent changes. Did they make it? I don't know about this build, but they've recently updated it, yes.
Okay.
Leaders are starting to catch that 90 truck, kind of inching in on him. And all the leaders kind of come back together too. I know the 4 was going to push to the 71. That hasn't done much for them as the 31's right on the back bumper of the 4.
He's going to catch him right where you don't want to catch him, which is going into turn 2. And that is a little bit of a gap from Nicholas Moreau back to Kyle Milken between 7th and 8th.
4's going to swing out into turn 3 and try to swing down. You see the 71 on the apron a little bit there.
That you can get that to help rotate your truck. That used to be one of the old school ways of getting to turn 3, is getting your left front down on that paint, and it just would stick the truck and turn the truck, so you could run a little bit tighter setup, but still rotate 3 really good.
4's hanging right there with the 71. Probably got him sweating a little bit. Kyle Milken.
He's all over him. Sorry.
Kyle Milken making a move on.
That was the 90, the lap car of
okay,
Joseph Burgess. Yeah.
Well, looking at James Morris too, he's only in 10th right now. Hasn't made much headway. And Nicholas Moreau running in 7th right now, tagging onto the back of this front pack.
Yeah, the bigger issue for James is not necessarily the 10th. It's the 2.6 seconds that he's behind the leader.
Well, right, because the top 7 have kind of broken away from 8th place Kyle Milliken. And then Cameron Albertson's a little bit back from Kyle as well. So there's quite a bit of a gap. A little bit of shakeup in this front pack, though.
Yeah, everybody could be back together pretty quickly.
Looks like everybody's just choosing kind of a different lane through one. I thought there was a shakeup, but they just are kind of running a little bit differently here. But they are in a pack of about 7 trucks, or 6 trucks now, as Nicholas Moreau in 7th kind of falls off a little bit.
Nicholas's best bet might be to fall back. Well, actually, let's say that, and he's already back. He's back behind Wyatt already. Maybe he just didn't get through 2 very well that particular lap. But Kyle seems to have picked up the draft, and he might be able to catch this pack with the draft. So Albertson has worked his way past the lap car, but James is not, and he's losing 0.2 of a lap to the lead pack here.
I think handling is going to start coming into play for these guys, but also maybe a little bit of fuel saving. You know, we took the green flag with 38 to go, and you said 38 was kind of the number. So I wonder if these guys are kind of close here.
It's possible, as Jeff Chandler is looking to the inside of the 4 going into turn 3.
Battle for second, the 31 of Chandler to the inside. Jonathan Atkins in the 4 on the outside. 2 by 2s, they come off the corner. 4 really close to that outside wall as they come down the straightaway.
Didn't make it, and this is going to give the 71 a bit of a gap to these 2.
Yeah, they're going to sort this pretty quick or they're going to lose a lot of time here. Into turn 1, 31 on the bottom, 4 on the outside. 31's going to try to slide up. He's not quite clear.
He was clear for a split second and then wasn't.
And that draft down the straightaway is going to pull the 4 back by the 31.
We've got the 51 of Nim Silver. He just came out of the pits. It's going to slide up behind this pack and right in front of Kyle there.
Duranka
up in front of this.
The 2 Ellen Duranka also hit the pits too, so I wonder if some of these guys are electing the pit versus saving fuel.
So ahead of this group, about halfway down the front stretch, is the 70, who was running up front for the beginning part of this race. This Joshua O'Connor, and he's now the last car in the lead lap, and he was the one that came down pit road to top off. I'm wondering if he got a pit road penalty or something, but he's right here in front of the leaders.
Could have. You know about those guys running side by side? Well, they caught right back up to the 71, so I don't think that's much of a concern. I'm surprised. They lost a little bit of a gap, but they come right back on the back bumper of the 71.
They did. They have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars there. All in a pack here, all within a second of each other. 4 kind of looking to the inside.
Yeah, he's starting to put pressure on the 71 again. I wonder if the pulp machine maybe falling off just a little bit on handling.
Well, it's been where are we at? Lap 50. So it's only been 14 laps since we pitted. So right around 15 to 20 laps is when the handling issues. If you got them, that's where they show up.
So it looks like he's tied off the corner a little bit. Here comes the 31 looking to the inside. Down the Lone Pond straightaway, trying to make that pass into turn 2.
That might be his best bet. It's all a matter of how nice the 4 is. And the 4 lifted. Let the 31 go and falls in the line behind the 31.
So now the 31's got his eyes set on the 71 of Brendan Polt. We'll see if Chandler can do anything with him. Jonathan Atkins chose to ride behind the 71 for the time being, because there was a couple of times he could have tried to make a move, but also I think he's thinking about getting freight trained. So we'll see what the 31 of Chandler can do.
Well, also keep in mind with the draft here, running behind the guy that's leading, you could save fuel. 71 is not saving fuel up front here. But everybody running behind him using that draft could be saving fuel. How much? Not sure, but maybe enough, maybe not.
True. And yeah, that 4 looks like he's getting a little tight.
Because now there's a gap between the 31 and the 4. A little bit of a gap there, so. How long before JP and Ryan get antsy behind the 4 and trying to make a pass there?
Yeah, I was going to say the JP Burns machine, number 99 right there. Just kind of hanging out right there, as well as the 10 of Chapman.
Got loose. 99 got loose off that corner.
So get a push from his teammate. Got several cars hitting pit road now. Kyle Milliken on pit road. Sorry.
I don't know if we'd say several.
Sorry, I saw a lot of
car.
A lot of passes going down the list here, but it's just because Kyle chose the pit. So Milliken in pit road, choosing the pit, but that is interesting because does that mean the rest of these guys have to make a pit stop?
I don't know. We'll find out. Like I said, I think I heard 38 laps, but that's going to be the long side of it. That's going to be the estimate without trying to save the fuel. So we'll see if anybody can save enough to make it.
Well, we went green with 38 to go. We didn't.
Right.
So
right.
You didn't. You got to take into account the caution laps as well. So it's going to be right on that number.
Ooh, the 4 got tight coming off of 3 there.
He's struggling a little bit with handling, but he's still hanging in there in 3rd.
We got Aaron Satcher, who's retired from the race, asking who's got the chicken, and it's Brian's got the chicken. Aaron, go find Brian. He's got the chicken.
He's also got iRacing issues.
He does. I've seen him try to connect and disconnect a couple times. So now the top 3 have gapped the 99 and the 10 by a couple of tenths. Although they kind of ebb and flow in here on whether who's got it and who's not.
I just wonder if Nick's sitting back here saving fuel behind the 21. He's a cagey veteran that he is. Here we come. Pit stops.
Oh, pit stops. Now we got a couple cars on pit road.
31 on pit road, the 4 on pit road.
Oh, contact. Oh, I saw the 1 was involved. I don't know who else was involved in that. There was contact coming off of.
We're still green.
I mean, nobody spun. I just saw a lot of smoke and cars.
Oh, we got the 43 around. Big wreck. Caution is out.
That is going to play into the hands of the guys that just pitted.
Yep, absolutely. Wyatt Huntley, the 21, the 4 of Jonathan Atkins, Jeff Chandler, Chris Beck, all on pit road right there. And even some of the guys, the back markers that pitted earlier, are going to benefit from this as well. You get the Kyle Milliken machine, Alan Duranco, Joshua O'Connor, Silva, Joshua Burgess. Even those guys are going to kind of benefit from all this. As the 43 is spraying for mosquitoes. We're going to look at our best one tire and auto care instant replay.
Scroll all the way back to coming off the turn 3 with the 1 and the 43, and you could watch the whole front stretch.
So we're going to back it up here.
Coming off of it starts coming off of 3. Ooh. That was the contact that I had saw.
The 1 pushes up the track, just like into the 43. He does. Just keeps coming, keeps coming, keeps coming. They make contact off the corner. They get it straightened out.
Looked like a couple guys were able to get by him going down the front stretch because they were so far down on speed.
And then we'll have to see what happened here as they go into the... Did the 1 turn up into the...
That's what it looked like to me.
43 again?
Yep, that's what it looked like to me. Looked like he tried to go in and question mark the corner to get a better run into 3 and just ran right back into the 43.
Question mark the corner.
That's what we used to call it. So when you go down the straightaway and you make a quick flick to the right and then to make the left to go in, it's like it makes like a question mark, and that's what we used to call it. And that was a big no-no because if somebody was out there, you would run into them. Just like what just happened right there.
Right on board with the 1 here because it looks like the 43, did he move as well? I'm not sure.
Everybody coming down pit road. Ooh, check up. Well, everybody's going to come down pit road except for those guys that pitted. There goes Kyle Milliken, Jeff Chandler, the 4 of Jonathan Atkins, James Morris, no, the 21, sorry, Wyatt Huntley. James is on pit road.
So Kyle Milliken, Jeff Chandler, Jonathan Atkins, Wyatt Huntley, the top 4 stay out here. Everybody else comes down pit road. The leader off pit road is going to be the 10 of Ryan Chapman, beating Brennan Polt off pit road. Nicholas Moreau, James Morris, and J.P. Burns loses a few positions, going to fall back to 9th spot.
That definitely shook up the field here.
Yes, it will. And we've seen how hard it was to pass. We'll see if these guys can claw their way back to the front. 19 laps to go here at Pocono.
Oh, yes. Don't tell me, Pocono.
It wasn't a question.
So those guys pitted on lap 50. Kyle pitted on lap 58. Jeff Chandler and all them pitted on 60. I don't even think they got just the short shoot before the caution came out. So everybody's basically on the same tires here. Just those guys that pitted have track position now. As the leader comes out and now is running around in 6th spot. Yeah, 6th spot.
Yep.
Lights are out. We are doubling up.
71 to pull it back to 6th spot. He's going to have to climb his way back towards the front. These guys starting towards the front have about the same laps on their tires. Maybe a few laps newer. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They maybe had a half a lap before the caution came out, so I don't even think they got a scuff.
I don't think they didn't come out of the pits until after the caution was out, to be honest with you. So that's
right.
Just
So
catching the pace car is all they got on their tires.
The only one that doesn't is Kyle, who pitted 2 laps prior to everybody else.
Right.
So he's got at least 2 laps on his tires. But we saw the guys that took 2 before were able to definitely hold their own, much less, I mean, Brendan pulled away from a guy that took 4, so. I don't know, but we got all the players up there now. You got Kyle leading, Jeff Chandler second. Jonathan Atkins has been up front all race, has been his third. Ryan Chapman is fifth. Ryan Huntley fourth. Brendan Polt, the guy that's been leading most of the race, is back in sixth. Nicholas Moreau is back up to seventh. JP Burns, eighth, and then our pole sitter is ninth with Cameron Albertson rounding out your top 10 here. So all the guys that have been running up front at different points throughout the race are all right up there in the top 10.
This should be a lot of fun. We're going to get the green flag with 17 laps to go here at Pocono, the Pocono 200 for the SimRacingPoints.com Truck Series. We're here in the Pocono Mountains. Great scenery. Some great action ahead here as they coming through 3. The pace car is going to pull off. We're going to hit the restart zone. We're going to get ready to race. 17 laps to go. Kyle Milliken leads them down. Jeff Chandler on the inside. Green flag is out once again. We're racing.
Oh, got some fan out going on behind 3 wide with the 16 of Robert Malikian underneath. Well, they're now with 2 wide again. All right, Jeff Chandler underneath Kyle Milliken for the lead here.
Kyle up the track a little bit. Had to check up just a little as they come off the corner. Looks like the 31 is going to barely clear and take over the lead.
Kyle Milliken pushes him down the rest of the straightaway as the 4 and the 21 are side by side going into 2 with the 71 poking in there, trying to get under the 21 off the corner.
Well, it's just where desperation may set in for some of these guys back here towards the back. They have to make their moves quickly. The 71 getting held up right now between Wyatt Huntley and the 21.
Oh, JP Burns sideways.
Oh, does he hang on to it? He goes to the pits.
Oh, he's in the barrels. No caution now.
No caution. Oh man.
Oh man, he hit driver's side into the barrels. Oh.
He did everything he could to hang on to it and reset quickly to prevent the caution. So we definitely do appreciate that. But man, that's tough. That's my pitch.
Send a medic. Send a medic. Yeah, you jinxed him. As the 4 of Wyatt Huntley, the 4 of Jonathan Adkins, looking underneath Kyle Milliken in turn 2 for second place and gets it. And the 71 trying to take advantage as well as the 42 was lifting to give the 4 the spot. The 71 dove in there. And they are side by, 42 came back and took over.
Kyle's going to hang on to that one for now. It's going to back that 71 up even more as the 4 and the 31 have kind of sprinted away from this group.
71 stinking. I've been leading this whole race, pretty much the whole race. And pit stops kind of messed me up here as he dives under the 42 going into turn 1 here.
He's going to get that 42 on 2-lap older tires. Can't do much with that as the 21's going to try to follow him through.
Looks like Moreau got by Ryan Chapman there as he's right in the hunt with Wyatt Huntley and Kyle Milliken in the 42.
I want to kind of go back and see if we can see what happened to JP Burns here. Let's see if we can look at it. Our best one tire auto carry instant replay real quick coming off the corner. Right up behind. It's at the 71. Gets loose right in there in front of everybody. Tries to hang on to it and finds those barrels. Man.
Those are the hardest barrels I've ever seen. just watched a couple guys coming off the corner here. We're within a couple, 15 laps to go. They're pushing it, man. They're coming off turn 3. Some of them sideways, somebody bouncing off the wall. Definitely pushing as hard as they can, as both the 15 to 10 have made it past Kyle Milliken here.
Yeah, the top 3 kind of spread out here for the time being. The battle back here is for 4th, 5th on back as they're 3 wide heading into the turn 3 here.
Yeah, the question is whether or not Brendan...
Ooh, 42 loose up into the 7 of Grassi. Or 43. That's a 42. He may have had a little bit of help.
Already.
Yeah, but they hang on to it, man.
Already.
They do a good job of hanging on to their trucks there.
Yeah, those 2 laps tires have definitely not served Kyle well, as he has fallen quite a lot through the pack here. Can Brendan sniff the draft and catch the top 2? Oh, the 1 again. Dude, contact coming off of turn 1 there. There was a couple of cars involved. I only know the 1 was involved because of that bright pink truck that he's driving.
It looks like he alt F4'd out of the race here.
Ooh, Michael Blackner in the wall coming out of turn 3, sorry. Turn 4, turn 5.
One of those turns. The one that leads to the long straightaway. He's going to have company on the inside there as Barry Kramer, Tony Solari both go by him.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, that's the one corner you don't want to lift coming out of because of that big long straightaway. You mess up there, you can lose 2, 3, 4 mile an hour down that straightaway, and you can just watch them go by.
Well, I tell you what, it's kind of closing up towards the front. Jeff Chandler has company. The 4 of Jonathan Atkins starting to close in. A bright yellow truck at number 4 starting to get bigger in the mirror of the 31.
I like the look of Jeff's truck. The 4 to me looks really, really tight, specifically off of the corner here.
Yeah.
He's coming off way higher than Jeff is. I like the attitude of Jeff's truck versus the 4, but right behind them is the 71 of Brendan, and we know that he's got a strong truck because he's led a lot of these laps today. So can he catch these 2 as we have 12 laps to go?
Yeah, it's 11
Yellow!
to go. We do have
Yellow!
a caution. Jump Scare by Richie Coy.
Sorry. I get excited. I see a yellow. I'm not 100% sure who it is.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Let's see if it'll show us the best one tire. And I'll look here, instant replay. It's not going to switch to them. So let's see if we can find it manually. Oh, right there in front of us. Is that the 22? It is the 22. Let's back that up and see what happened here going into turn 1.
Oh, it is. There you go.
Oh, the 22 and the 3. Going into the corner, the 3 drives in there. Gets the 22. Right in front of Aaron Satcher once again.
No, that's Chris Gore.
Oh, Chris Gore in 89. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Aaron Satcher's up there looking for chicken from Brian. Oh, apparently Brian's fixed this issue too, so hop in on the server, Brian. Got 10 laps to go.
3 just drives into the quarter panel of the 22 there in corner entry. And around the 22 goes. Actually, he didn't go around. He saved it pretty good. He hit it too hard. He's going forward with the 22.
Yeah, it looks like he just maybe grazed. I mean, it wasn't as hard a hit as what we've seen so far.
I don't think he touched it. To be honest with you, riding on board, I don't think he touched the wall.
I don't see any damage on his truck.
Crazy. Let's save. Let's see if we can see another view of it here once again. 22 into the corner. 3 just drives in there into him. Yeah, I don't think he touched it. I don't think either one of those up there touched the ball. So, what a save.
I know, Jeff, usually when you're leading, you don't want to see cautions fly this late. But
Yeah, I'm
at a
not
track
sure.
like this, you like to see them just tick away, though.
Tick the laps off. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking too. Like to take a few laps off, and that might be good. But I see some of these guys back here peeling off for pit road. Joshua O'Connor, Greg Verlade. We haven't talked about him tonight. Markyle Henderson, William Lark, Nim Silva, all coming to pit road. Some of the guys in the back just opting to.
Yeah, our points leader, William,
I
not
was gonna
not
say,
having a good night. Yeah.
I just said his name, and I was like, man, he's still back there having a rough night. Well, his teammates having a rougher night than one, but William's not having a good night either for different reasons.
Yeah, I mean, this is a track that you either hit a good setup on or you don't, and a bad setup here, it's going to hurt really bad because of the length of the straightaways in the draft here. It's going to exponentiate a bad setup here. So I don't know if they just missed the setup or what, but points leader not having a great night. And that happens. So Jeff Chandler continues to lead here on the caution with Jonathan Adkins, Brendan Polt, Wyatt Hunley, Nicholas Murrow, Ryan Chapman, Cameron Albertson up to 7th, James Morris 8th, Wayne Grossi 9th, and Tony the Spice Man Solari in 10th. And we're going to have issues. We're going to have issues getting Tony out of this racetrack because the second biggest thing that Pocono Raceway does is it's a weed farm. It's legal in Pennsylvania, and Pocono Raceway is one of the leading weed farmers in Pennsylvania.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that about Pocono.
Yeah, so the family owns acres and acres and acres of land here, and they have a big solar farm off of Turn 3. It's actually the biggest solar farm in Pennsylvania, and literally powers a third of the eastern part of Pennsylvania. And the other thing that they now apparently do is it's a huge weed farm.
Well,
So yeah,
well, I think you
got to make money somehow.
Richie, congratulations. I think you just made this the favorite track of a few of our drivers tonight.
I know that's why I said we're going to have to sneak Tony out. Hopefully, he didn't see the fields of it on the way in. Actually, you can't. They actually have it hidden. So there's a bunch of trees. There's actually a bunch of trees there's a road that goes behind the racetrack from Turn 3 to 2. That's where the tunnel comes in. And across the street is where the weeds are, and they have trees so that you just can't see it and go partake and whatnot.
We need the more you know graphic.
Well, it is
Tony,
my home track.
Richie Coy giving you the facts that you need to know about Pocono Raceway.
It's my home track. There's also a quarter midget track off of Turn 3. It's a little dirt track. Go support your local quarter midget track. Our future stars of racing start at quarter midget races. See, there you go. Support your local short track.
Well, you
I
turned
give
that
love to everybody.
You've turned that around rather gracefully. So congratulations. We're going to get 7 to go when we hit the line here on this restart. 7 laps is all stands between somebody and the checkered flag here tonight. Who's it going to be? The 31 of Chandler leading, the 4 of Atkins in second. You got Brendan Polt, who's led a lot of laps in third place. Wyatt Huntley in fourth. Moreau in fifth. Will your winner come from those guys or from somebody farther back? We're about to find out. The pace car pulls off. They're in the restart zone. Green flag is out, and we're racing. 7 laps to go here at Pocono.
Jeff Chandler gets a great start with the 71 of Brendan Polt behind him. Jeff is going to clear going down into 1 and clear by quite a bit as the 71 is looking underneath the 4 in turn 1.
Great restart for the 31. The 4 and 71 side by side as they head down the backstretch. The 4 is getting help from the 21. Can the 71 duck in between the two? He cannot.
71 moved down, and now the 4 is to his outside going into 2.
Interesting. The 4 gets a great run down the backstretch. I don't know what happened to the 31 there. Not sure. They are side by side for the lead. The Atkins on the outside, Chandler on the inside as they head into 3.
They're 2 by 2 for the top 4 spots here. Can the 31, or is the 4 going to get tight? Like I said, the 4 has looked tight coming off the corner, but a great exit, and I think he may have enough to take the lead going down the front stretch here. Jeff isn't giving it to him, though.
Yeah, he moves up to kind of side draft as they go down the back stretch. He pulls back even with the 4 as they head into turn 1.
Jeff dives it into 1, clears the 4, but is he going to have enough to keep the 4 behind him coming out of the corner here?
Oh, he has to check up a little bit. The 4 is going to be right on his back bumper. Pulls to the inside now. The battle for the lead is on. The 4 of Atkins now looking to the inside as they head into turn 2.
I wonder if this is why Jeff moved down the last lap, is to try to block this going in, as the 4 takes the lead in turn 2
Atkins
from
to
the
the
31
lead.
of Jeff.
Atkins to the lead. The 4 of Jonathan Atkins takes the lead over the 31 of Chandler. Now Polt moves in on the 31.
And behind this, there's a mad dash between the 15, the 10, and the 21 for the 4th spot.
They're racing hard. Oh, contact!
Turned him!
The 10 around, the 15
it's
around,
the big one.
big wreck.
Oh, the 15 back up the racetrack. Hold your brakes. That was large.
Yeah, Moreau around the 10 and right in front of the whole field. As you see bumpers bouncing down the straightaway.
As they are known to do.
There's another one bouncing on pit road. Oh, those things are springy. Let's see if we can see a Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay here. Of what transpired off turn 2 or turn 3.
Turn 4, turn 5.
Scroll away. Here it is. Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay off of turn 4. They're racing there. Let's see if that's the 10. Moves up on the 21. And he hooks the 15 in the process. And you're right. Everybody involved. And then somebody else involved there too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the 21 gets into the right rear of the 15, who spins the 10. And then you got Tony Solari making his way through. The 88 gets collected into the 15 and the 21. The 76 makes it through. The 7 is collected. Kyle Milken makes it through. The 18 of Barry Kramer's involved.
Oh, the 2 right there. The 15 come up and caught the 2 there at the end. Almost had it missed.
Yeah, he did actually, because it's a 16 and the 3 make it through.
He's right on board with the 10 of Ryan Chapman here coming off the corner. The 10 was actually the innocent bystander there in front of what was going on. So
probably had no idea of what happened to him either, because he was just racing, and all of a sudden he's tagged sideways. Glad I have chat turned off.
15 around board with the 15 Moreau now, coming up the corner, trying to side draft that 10, gets close to that 21. Might be a little bit of net code there, but goes for a ride.
Yeah, and it's you had a couple guys that snuck their way through. You got Tony Solari up in the 4th. James Morris had Scott scored his 5th, but he was heavily involved. In fact, actually, why does it still have James in 5th? Is he still running now?
I wonder if he scored him there.
No, he's still there. Yeah, it's got him scored there, and he's actually still there, but he's going to be heavily damaged.
Man, big wreck here. And that's going to, I think, is that going to send us to a green, white checkered?
Yes.
A natural one, maybe?
Well, we're at, what, lap 77 right now.
It's 4 to
come
go.
to lap 78.
It'll be coming to 3 to go, so we'll get the green with 2 to go. So it'll be a natural green, white checkered. Interesting. Well, Jonathan Atkins leads the 31 of Jeff Chandler 2nd, Brendan Polt, Tony Solari 4th, James Morris 5th with that beat-up truck.
Yeah, there's a couple guys that were involved in that wreck, like Wayne Grossi and James Morris, who are still in the lineup. Kyle Milken, Chad Lang all made it through. Ryan Chapman is still out there. He's in 10th
Grassi,
right now.
Grassi's hurt too. He's still out there
Yep.
in the lineup.
So
Man.
that could possibly split this field up a bit if they don't have the straightaway speed that some of these other guys have. So this could make for an interesting green-white checkered with these guys up here. Hopefully everybody holds their head and uses their brains and don't run each other over and make it to the end. Chris Gore, who was involved with the 22, is back there in 11th spot, so he's knocking on the door of getting the top 10 here.
Nerves are going to be high on this restart. It's all about getting a good restart, and you know the leader has a great opportunity to clear the field here on this restart. So Jonathan Atkins in the catbird seat, but if he doesn't get off turn one, like we've seen him have issues there before, if he does not get off turn one, the 31 of Chandler will have that great draft catching him. We'll pull right back up to him, and we'll have a battle on our hands in two. That's my prediction here.
I'm not going to say no. I'm not even going to say Pocono.
Poco, yes.
A little birdie's telling me that Tony Solari is already talking about the Broadcasters Challenge, and this race ain't even over yet.
You better be careful, because we've seen this go south real quick here.
Yeah, he could commentate curse himself.
From the truck. All right, pace
truck.
car's off. Here we go. They enter the restart zone. The 4 is going to fire first. He fires strong out of the gate. And now the 71 and 31 will be side by side as they head into turn one.
Yeah, great launch by the 4. As the 88 and the 7. The 7's actually kind of moving down, I guess, kind of out of the way, going down the front stretch here. But the 71 has cleared Jeff now, too, to take over the second spot.
Those guys way off pace back there with that damage. It's causing a big checkup.
I kind of called that.
Actually, yeah, the 71 does get biased, so the 71's going to be on the tail of the 4. He's going to be one putting pressure on, but they're going to come around. If they make it around here, they're going to come and see the white flag.
Ooh, Kyle Milken down a little low as Ryan Chapman heads to the outside. The 4's got 2/10 on the 71. Does the 71? Does anybody have enough to catch him and pass him here as they get the white flag?
The 31's got to run off turn 3. He's going to come to the back bumper of the 71. Can he do anything into turn 1? This is the white flag. 1 lap to go. These guys have 1 lap to get it done here. Ford's got a nice lead right now. The battle is for second. The 71 trying to hold off the 31 of Chandler.
Oh, big wreck.
Big wreck in the back.
Big wreck in the back. 89's involved. More pieces bouncing down the straightaway. But the 4 is pulled away.
The battle is on. The 4 has pulled away. The 71 has a good tunnel turn, though. Here he comes. He's got to run. Just not enough ground to make up here as they enter turn 3. The 4 of Jonathan Atkins looking for his first win here at FTSR and his first win in the Truck Series. As he comes off turn 3, he's going to do it. He's going to hang on. The 4 of Jonathan Atkins wins at Pocono.
Oh, he went way too low down that straightaway. They did not score him. No, I'm kidding. No passing below the double yellow line down there. But Jonathan Atkins, what a job. He was up front all day long and hounding everybody that was leading. Late, he was able to take the lead and get his first win. Congratulations, man.
With that big jump on the restart, gets it done, hangs on. The 71 of Brendan Polk comes on second, Jeff Chandler third. Tony Solari hangs on for that 4th spot. So, yeah, he's put a number up there for you on Monday.
Well, he beat me at Talladega, so anything can happen at these tracks if Tony runs good. Come on. I'm kidding. He did a great job. He was able to miss that wreck. He hung around all day long, and like a good veteran, he was there when it counted right at the end.
I'll go back and see what that wreck was in turn 1.
Chris Gordon, the 89, was involved. I didn't see who else he was involved with.
As they come off turn 1 here, almost through. Oh, Chris Gore gets sideways. Oh, coming up in front of Gregory Valade there. The only 2 trucks involved, but he just got loose there and come up the track. Jonathan Atkins continues to celebrate. Let's look at our race results here for the Pocono 200. Jonathan Atkins with the win in that number 4 Toyota. To his on the podium with him is the 71 of Brendan Polt, and Jeff Chandler finishing up P3. 4th place for the 11 of Tony Solari. It's okay, I don't think he wanted to talk to us anyway. The 5th place goes to the 76 of Cameron Albertson. Kyle Milliken finishes in 6th. 7th is going to be Ryan Chapman. Good climb from the back to the 7th spot for him. Robert Malikian finishes in P8 in the number 16. 9th is going to be Markyle. Look at Markyle Henderson with a top 10 in the 62. And Joshua O'Connor will round out your top 10.
Yeah, shout out to Markyle on his 9th place there. And Joshua was almost a lap down at one point. So another great run for him in 10th. Wayne Grassi, 11th. Chad Lang in the number 3, 12th. Michael Blackner, 13th. Brian Messer, 14th. Richard Myers, 15th. William Lark comes home 16th. Brandon Elder, 17th. Nim Silva, 18th. Grant Robichaux, 19th, into number 19. There's good number play. James Morris fell all the way back to 20th with that damage. And yeah.
Got the 90 of Joseph Burgess in 21st. 22nd is going to be Chris Gore. Gregory Valade there, the last car on the lead lap, but those 2 having that issue in turn 1 on the last lap. You got Wyatt Huntley in the 21 involved in that big wreck on the front stretch. Barry Kramer, 25th. 26th is going to be Nicholas Moreau. Another bad night for the 15. The 2 of Alan Duranco finishes 27th. 28th is going to be Corey Atkins. He had a rough one. 29th for J.P. Burns. Had a great one going and got loose off turn 3 and ended his night. The 43 of Maglin, after that tangle with the 1, finishes 30th. 31st is going to be Aaron Satcher. You got Dave Nestor, Chris Beck, and Michael Dietz rounding out your 34-car field.
What a race.
Yes, and I knew it would be exciting there towards the end, and it was, but the 4-car was able to kind of pull that gap and hang on. So he'll be your winner here tonight. But when we come back, we'll talk to our top 3 finishers, Atkins, Polt, and Chandler, and recap what we saw here and look forward to the next event. We'll do all that on the other side of this break. We'll be right back after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are Best One.
The best tires.
The best customer service.
The best automotive service.
The best team.
And the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One.
Back here at Pocono Raceway, wrapped up the Pocono 200 for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series here on Full Throttle Television. A lot of exciting finishes here a lot of crashes, a lot of, just things to kind of, these guys had to kind of weave their way through to finish this one off. And Jonathan Atkins ends up your winner here tonight. We're going to kick it over to our Victory Lane post-race show, sponsored by Victory Fuel. And we'll talk to our top 3 finishers. We'll start with our third place finisher tonight, Mr. Jeff Chandler. Let's see if we can pull him in here. Jeff Chandler, winner, third place tonight for the 31. Congratulations, man, on a solid run here tonight. It was an interesting one. I thought you might have had that one in the books if the caution wouldn't have come out, but that late race restart, the Ford gets a great jump and is able to hang on.
Yeah, I tightened it up just a touch more than I should have, and it cost me. I mean, I just couldn't stick on the bottom like I wanted to.
Yeah, you looked really strong there, especially up front. You had to come from the back though, man. It's just like you had to claw and scratch your way to the front here. Just talk about the move through the pack all night to get towards the front. And actually, it kind of happened a little sooner than I thought after that pit stop.
Yeah, I mean, as weird as it sounds, it kind of makes me concentrate and think a little more instead of just reacting, about, trying to get up through the field. And I just seem to have more luck, honestly, when I start in the back. I mean, maybe there's no pressure back there to begin with, and I can just sort of see what the car's doing in traffic or the truck and just kind of go from there. But I need to stop doing that. I mean, I think tonight I had a good enough truck to run in the front, most of the time. But I got it once I got up there. I was good. But just a little tight. I mean, I just couldn't, especially with low fuel. And I tried to make an adjustment, and I think I just needed to go one more click loose, and it probably would have been decent.
Well, it was still a good run, and you're right. There are varying thoughts there. As far as starting in the back, you were talking about that. You can kind of get a sense of what your truck's doing a little bit better in traffic back there versus being up front. Yes, you kind of put yourself in harm's way at times too, but you also learn a lot more back there kind of coming through the field. But man, it's tough. You spend about half the race trying to get to the point where you can actually start racing the guys that you feel like you're going to compete with towards the end of the race. So great job though, kind of coming through the field there, clawing your way up to third place. But yeah, just talk about those late race restarts, man, the butterflies, the nerves, the thought processes going into it. Like, did you have a plan? Because I was thinking, on that last restart, my thought was, okay, the Ford's going to get a jump because he's the leader, but that's going to allow the 31 to draft up on turn 2 or on the backstretch if you get through turn 1 strong. So kind of walk us through, like, what was the thought process there towards the end?
Well, it was the restart before last. I had somebody message me and say, "Hey, I'm going to help push you." And I'm like, I didn't even know who it was. I had no clue. I was sitting there. I missed it. I'm like, what number was that? So, from that point, I mean, he got on my, I wanted on the inside because, like I said, I'd been on the outside, on the inside most of the race. And I probably should have taken the outside, but, just it's my lack of racing up front here lately, and I just made the wrong decision. I think I'd have been in a better shape on the outside on the restart.
Well, you still did a good job hanging on to a third place finish. There was a lot of calamity happened behind, and I'm sure you're going to go back and see some of the stuff you missed back there. But great job hanging on to third place. A good solid points night. Like I said, a night that you can go away feeling successful, especially after starting in the back. So congratulations. Going to hand you the mic, though, let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs.
Thanks, Brody. I appreciate that. Obviously we want to thank Sim Racing Points for being the series sponsor. And definitely thanks to all the admin teams, you, Richie, and Tony, and Brandon. We appreciate you guys. We have just the best league. And we've definitely cleaned it up. Y'all did a good job. I mean, this was a great race tonight. Thanks to you guys in the booth. I can't wait to go back and listen to it. I watch every one of them. Thanks to Doyle Lawrence and the paints he puts me in. And he's kind of been missing in action, but he said he'd be back real soon. And, I want to get a good finish for him. He's rooting for me all the time. I just, I really kind of he inspires me to try to go out there and even do better. So, this is my first good finish without a teammate. So I'm just sitting here going, hey, I'll take it. Maybe that's what I needed, a break.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. Again, congratulations tonight on a solid finish, and we look forward to seeing you next week as we head off to the next track, which Lime Rock. We're going to the road course.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun.
All right, we'll see you, man.
Thanks, guys.
There's your third place finisher tonight, the 31 of Jeff Chandler coming in on P3. You are standing by, I believe, with the bridesmaid.
You,
the number 71 of Brendan Polt.
Yeah, I'm standing over here next to the 71 of Brendan Polt, who led a lot of laps tonight, had a really fast truck, but unfortunately came holding the bridesmaid. Brendan, tell me about your race, man.
The bridesmaids is some of my iRacing career, but no, really, the first up to the stage was kind of just maintained behind Nick and Morris. That was kind of the play there because I knew if we get a top 3 there, or the top or 1, 2, 3, that would help the team points massively, which we managed to get. So I love that. During the stage caution, I managed to get a good pit stop. Morris made a mistake, unfortunately, and Nick apparently didn't get any fuel in it, so he had to go back in, inheriting the lead. And I didn't really. Truck was fast enough and really fast in the clean air. I didn't really get rid of it until the caution there late, which to that was just a bad pit stop call to make a change to make my truck a little bit tighter. It was loose in the clean air, but when that caution came out, I made a call to tighten it up, completely forgetting that there was about 6 of them that pitted that lap before the caution came out. So I'm like, dang it. Well, hopefully this works. And worked out enough to at least hang on to the P2. I'll gladly take this for the lack of practice I had.
Well, that P2 propels you into the Truck Series points lead by 17 over your teammate James Morris. So congratulations on taking over the point lead as you head into Lime Rock next week. How are we feeling about the road course?
Well, considering I missed Nashville, still being in the points lead is actually pretty good. But Lime Rock, I'm actually kind of looking forward to that. I remember getting the P3 back in Coda in the A season. So I feel like I'll be able to replicate pretty well there. Don't know how the pit stops are going to work at that track because pit road's pretty small, last I knew. But no, they're really I bet you the hardest corner that's going to be for the league in general is that uphill, trying to put the throttle down, and that's probably going to be my challenge corner throughout that race, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be most people's.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun for us to watch up here, a lot of fun for everybody to watch out. But great job tonight coming in P2. I want to hand it over to you to say your shout outs to your sponsors and anybody watching.
Thank Daryl at Twisted Speed. He's been giving me call outs throughout that race. He was kind of helping all the Twisted guys there. ESC, W Energy, Turn 1 Designs, James Morris, Nick Moreau, and unfortunate for them too, but I know they were racing the way they could. Yeah, and my dad who's asleep again.
You got to wake him up. He's got to be wake up. Well, he can watch the broadcast tomorrow.
Well, he's been working his ass off, so I mean, hey, it's fine.
That's fine. Well, congratulations again. And we'll see you next week at Lime Rock Park. Brody,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
you
Lime
might
Rock.
be down. Yep. See ya. Well, you might be down with our first time winner, Jonathan Atkins.
Yep, I'm standing by here in Victory Lane with the Ford truck. Jonathan Atkins getting it done tonight here, the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. Win number 1 of the season. Win number 1 of the series, actually, Jonathan. Man, congratulations. What a restart. You were in position all night, racing up front all night, and man, that restart just fell into your lap there.
Yeah, I kind of tried to keep my nose clean, and I don't know, it was really hard to pass on the bottom the whole race. So I just kind of inherited the spots as I could get them, and when he kind of faded to the bottom there and left me the hole on the top, my eyes lit up. So.
Yeah, we were talking all night about how tough it looked like to pass out there. Like it was tough to get those passes completed on the bottom. Just that momentum on the top. If you could roll that top, you could really come around the outside lane. And you're right. Eventually, you were able to get around the 31 there at the end. Then the caution came out. But it looked like your truck was struggling to be it looked a little tight off the corner. Were you struggling with tightness there, or was that just kind of the way you were kind of running off the corner?
So the run before the last one, I had freed the car up and it went way free, and so I took that out and kind of went the other way, and it was super tight the last run. But honestly, it was coming to me at the end of the run, whether I'd run the right front off of it or what, but it felt pretty good.
Tighten it up.
Yeah, so
I've done that
try
before.
not to knock the wall down. Yeah. So
yeah, you were able to hang on there at the end. You got that lead on that restart. I was wondering if they were going to draft up to you, but you were able to hang on there. Kind of kept that gap at a minimum there, and were able to hang on there to the end with 2 laps to go. I'm going to throw it to Richie, though. I'm sure Richie's got some stuff to add.
I don't know anything about to add, but Jonathan, I want to congratulate you on your first win here. You hung around all night long, I believe, and I don't think you were further back than fourth all night long. Had a strong truck. Most of the race, you were back there pushing whoever was in front of you, leading most of the night. Was that strategy, or did you really want to try to lead as much as you could?
I mean, I just wanted to stay close, and then like I could get a run off of 3, but like I said, it was so hard to pass on the bottom. I felt like if I made a move to the bottom, I was going to get freight trained. So just kind of tried to inherit what I could on pit road, and if I was behind the leader, push them down the straightaway. Just try to get away as best we could, and not, at least get out before we made a move on the bottom. So I did try a couple times, and one time had to sell it off into 3, and he crossed me over, and but that honestly, that was the best result I could have hoped for instead of getting freight trained. So
yeah. So I saw that the last with 2 laps to go, I saw Chandler come out of 1 and blocked and I don't block, but moved down because I think you might have had a better run and moved you up. And then the next lap, you didn't make it. The next lap, it kind of happened again, but this time Chandler went up and you went to the bottom and was able to get a much better run than him. But great job there. Nice clean pass. Awesome job tonight. Throw it back to Brody for anything you want to add.
Well, I'd just say patience paid off. We saw the 4 truck there riding several laps tonight, just kind of biding his time. And I knew, racing with him, I knew what he was doing. He was just saving and just hanging out. It wasn't time for the checkered flag yet. And I think some of these younger guys could kind of learn from that. You kind of just hung around the top 5, and then when it mattered, you went for it. So
what lap did they pay? Which lap did they pay for again?
I believe it's the last lap.
Right. So
unless you're talking about the stage.
No, they don't pay. They don't pay anything for the stage. Just
get
points. That don't matter.
But
the
anyway,
money comes at the end of the race.
But anyway, Jonathan, congratulations, man! Great run tonight. You got the win. Knocked that off the bucket list. Get that win for the playoffs as well. Very important. So congratulations once again. I'm going to throw it to you though. Let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs.
First off, thank you guys. This is an awesome league, probably the best one I've been a part of. Just the structure and everything, it's pretty great. Second, and I normally do this last, but I think my smoking hot wife first, because she chases the kids around and gets them in bed and everything else, so I can race and practice. And some of my teammates hear my kids yelling and my wife yelling, and it all works out. And I get to sit in the rig with the fence around me and don't have to worry about it. And then next, Wyatt, who builds our setups, and honestly, I couldn't do it without him. I don't have the time to sit and put a ton of time into a setup. He has really bad luck, but he does all the setup stuff. So I plugged it in when we got in for practice, and it just worked out. So Wyatt and all of my teammates at GHR and Shockeye. Studio 10 Wraps, Miller Family Trucking, Speed Ranch, and that should be all.
All right. Well, awesome, Jonathan. Congratulations. We head to Lime Rock Park next week. We'll see you on the road course. See if you can go 2 for 2 next week.
I wouldn't count on that.
All right. We'll see you. There's your winner tonight. The 4 of Jonathan Atkins getting it done for GHR. Man, he played it right, man. He was patient, just kind of rode. He was in position. He knew, and I mentioned it. He knew, like if you pull out, you might get a freight train. So he knew he had to kind of time that right. Did it just right. Got to pass them when the caution came out. Held on for a green, white, checkered, and takes home the trophy tonight for doing it.
Yeah, like I was mentioning, they only pay for 1 lap, and you got to first be there in order to be able to get that paycheck. But sticking around up front like you did all race long, he was able to capitalize right there at the end when he had the best stuff and took home the win. But congrats to Brendan for taking over the points lead tonight with another great run, and congrats to Jeff for his first podium in a while, and all the other guys that had a great run tonight.
To finish first, you must first finish, and we saw that tonight with the 4 of Jonathan Atkins. Yeah, next week we had the Lime Rock Raceway. Lime Rock, should be a lot of interest. There's a lot of talk and a lot of chatter about the fact that the trucks are heading back to Lime Rock. We're going there as well. You can catch that here next Wednesday night here on Full Throttle Television. Catch the trucks in action at Lime Rock for the first time, well, in the league. The first time we've been to Lime Rock, and the first time the real series has been to Lime Rock. So it should be a lot of fun. But before that, you can also catch us on Monday nights at 9 p.m. for the Victory Fuel Cup Series. This will be here at Pocono Raceway next Monday. You don't want to miss that. We saw some great racing tonight. We're sure to see some great racing in the Cup Series. Richard, you're going to be out there with that. And a lot of kind of a draft fest with that bulky, draggy Cup car. So it should be a lot of fun to see who's able to get that done.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to go out there and shift my Cup car. I have so much fun shifting that car. I expect great things, but yeah, it should be fun with the Cup car there. A lot of drafting, but another great race tonight with the trucks. I think one of the better races we've had in a while here with the trucks. So kudos to everybody. Awesome job tonight. Had
a lot of fun tonight calling it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it as well. We had a lot of fun. We'll do it again on Monday night, but that'll do it for tonight here at Pocono Raceway, the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. Pocono 200 in a book. Jonathan Atkins getting it done tonight. We'll see you Monday night here on Full Throttle Television. My name is Brody Hanna. Thank you to Richie Coy and everybody at Full Throttle Television. We'll see you Monday here at Pocono.